Hey everybody, today is August the 8th, I believe. Yeah, so today is the 8th. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody. A lot of people who may or may not know, on Facebook I put the announcement out, so if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. This weekend, my son, Lucas, you've seen him in several of the videos, had a massive seizure Sunday morning, and we had to take him to the emergency room, and doctor did a bunch of tests, and we stayed there till about the Tuesday. And even though it was horribly scary, because if you want to be scared, have your child do something that terrifies you. That's very easy. He got a clean bill of health, and everything's okay. And the crisis, I'm sure there'll be more, him growing up, had been averted. And I really want to say thank you to everybody who sent out well wishes and prayers to make sure everything's okay. Everybody knows I love my son more than life itself, and it was really, really, really heartwarming to see so many people come out and say, wishing us luck and help and all that. And I had to say that first and foremost. Thank you so much. Now on to fun stuff. Let me see. Well, I'm still working on Obsidian Apocalypse. I just sent out the spells to get reviewed, but apparently I thought I did, and I didn't. So Jeff Lee has been kind enough to help me out with that issue. I wasn't sure if Jeff or Eric had done it. I got confused, and I just lost my mind, which is nothing new. But I will say that the last templated world has bid done. The initial edits have gone through. The first round of edits, they're back with a writer who's going over them right now. I expect to see them very soon, and when they're done, that's the last big piece of the campaign world that needs to be done. So I've already started working on the layout for the feats and spells. It's going to be in the same section. The feats are already done. They're done. It's about, including the main page, it's probably like 14 pages worth of feats. We made them very, very specific for the setting, very, very horror focused, very, very. If you're playing in any kind of horror setting, you can use these feats. They'll work very well. I'm probably going to also suggest some other products from other publishers that I think would work very well in the setting. I think there's a lot of great products out there that I'm like, oh, this would be a great one. Oh, this has got some great stuff. So I think I'm gonna put like a reference guide in the book, just a little something that I thought be nice to have, and just look, I've always been a big fan of the other publishers. Everybody knows that. I'm big about game promotion across companies. I think it's better for us as third-party publishers. So I'll probably most likely be doing a little book like that. It'll definitely be the stuff from Super Genius. They came out with a recent one. I can't remember the name of it now. I've seen the cover in my head, but I can't think of the name of it. Just came out for Undead, which I think would be like, ooh, this looks kind of cool. So there'll be more stuff like that. But yeah, Obsidian Apocalypse is moving ahead. There has been one casualty. So about last week, we sent you the rough draft of the cover that we wanted done. And I told you, well, the cover was, this is the rough draft, but this isn't exactly what we wanted. There's some stuff out of place. So I basically told the artist what was wrong with the cover, what we needed to change. The artist then sent me back and said, this is a little more complex than I thought it was going to be, and I decided I don't really want to do this gig. And and I've got to say, this is very, very good businessman of him. He sent back the advance that I gave him to the cover, and I was like, wow, okay, that's very, very cool. He didn't have to do that. He could have been like, oh, I'm just going to kill it and I'm going to take this, but he acted incredibly appropriate, and like I said, it just didn't work out between us. So if this had been another situation where it hadn't worked out and hadn't got the money back and there'd been some other issue, I might be bad-mouthing the guy. But I don't have to this time. I think, this artist was very well a professional in every sense of the word. So I'm very, very happy with that. So once again, we're still looking for another cover artist. This is like the bane of my existence, finding a cover artist that I like. So that's just something else. Also, we have found another new artist to do character design work. I'm not going to be announcing his name just yet, because I'm still waiting for him to agree to one thing. But it looks like he will be working on the upcoming Crown Council source book. That has actually, it's gone to the first draft. It's in my possession. I have to look it over. I've looked over a little bit, but not really a lot because of the whole family emergency. But I'm going to look over it this week and try to get that going in the system. I also have another book that I don't think I announced anywhere. We designed it, we had it ready, and I don't think we announced it. It's going to called Leader of the Pack. Basically, it is adding character levels to monster stat blocks. because a lot of books, like the Beast in the Bestiary and several other lists, groups of monsters that are led by chieftains or leaders, but they don't tell you like what are the stats of these leaders. They just tell you, they give you the generic creature, and if you're lucky, you might get like one iteration that's a little bit higher. But we tried to give not all the humanoid, but a lot of well-known humanoid monster races character level, so you can add them into your game. You can make them leaders. You can make them a little more better opposition for your PC. So Leader of the Pack humanoids is coming out, I don't know, sometime soon. I mean, really, the art's in, the writing, I have to check in editing. It's somewhere in editing. Everything in editing has been delayed because we're doing Obsidian Apocalypse. We really want to get that out. Like I said, we have an August release date. Realistically, we're going to be sending out pieces of it so all the donors know, but the actual book won't be done most likely till I'm going to say October, just in time for Halloween. That was always my mental head point, but I'm just like, that's where I'm kind of focusing. We're going to get this done, get it together, package it, get it out. And like I said, the artwork's done. It's just us putting the stuff together, and like I said, we've done a lot of that. So that's why a lot of the other projects have been put on the back burner because of Obsidian Apocalypse. But once Obsidian Apocalypse is done, I'm going to have a new project. Okay, now this is going to be a surprise for a couple people who are going to hear this. This new project is not Empire of Tears. This new project is something else that I thought of, but I can't tell you about it yet. And people are like, Jesus, no, why mention it? Well, it's important. You'll see why. The project really comes down to, okay, well, all right. I can't tell you what the project is. I'm just going to call it Secret Project X. The issue with Secret Project X is that I need to work with a lot of third-party publishers on this. And when pitching the idea to third-party publishers, everybody basically was like, yes, I like that idea. And we've already signed up a lot of people who are already well-known in third-party publishing. We'll have a big official announcement of what it really is, what it really means. And I think a lot of people will, A, be happy, B, be impressed that so many third-party publishers are working together on a project. And, and not just third-party publishers, also third-party freelancers. I know one freelancer in particular. I'm not going to mention his name because if I mention his name, you'll know what this thing's about. But this individual wrote me yesterday, and I've got to write him back. He wrote me last night. I wrote him back this morning, and just confirmed some stuff. But I think when he heard about what we're planning to do, he loved the idea, and I think it's going to be very easy to get more people involved when they hear the idea. We can't tell you what the idea is yet, but I'll just say that this will be a project that, when finished, I think it will get rave reviews. There'll be amazing level of interest, and I think most importantly, people will be glad that it happened. And I'm pretty surprised that this is going to be, I can't say well represented, but that's not the word. I think when people really see what we're doing and see what's going on and see how many people are involved, are going to be very impressed of what we were able to pull off. And I think this is a great way to show, just people who can work together. I mean, third-party publishers can work together, and I think this is a great way to show that. I think this project, Secret Project X, we'll make the announcement what it is. Don't worry, you won't miss it. Today, most likely I'll be working on the logo, because I love working on logos. You all know me. So I'll be working on the logo for it. I think a lot of people are going to be very, very, very happy when they hear what this thing is. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, and of course, to tell you now, it will be, wait for it, a Kickstarter, of course. But I think what we have, I can tell you that part. I can tell you that part. What time it is? Yeah, there's enough time. I'll tell you about that part. Okay. So, it's definitely going to be a Kickstarter. I wanted to do another Kickstarter. I know people are saying, but Lewis, you're doing Empire Tears. I'm like, shut up. I'm not talking about that one right now. We're talking about this Secret Project X. We'll talk about Empire later. We don't talk about that one right now. So, this one kind of came to me as a, hey, I think this would really work. I think a lot of people would get behind this. I think a lot of publishers get behind this. A lot of freelancers get behind it. I think a lot of people will get behind it. So that was the first piece of this. The other part to this came to be is, what kind of rewards do you want to give? Because of the nature of what the product we're doing, we can't really do what we typically kind of would normally do, because I said I can't explain it. So I broke it down to 3. There's only going to be maybe 3, maybe at the most 4 or 5 rewards you can get with this product. Okay. We're going to give you a PDF version of the product. We're going to give you a black and white print book of the product with the PDF, of course. And then we're going to give you a color version with a black and white version of the PDF. Most likely, that's my most likely face. Most likely, at least in my head, the pricing rewards kind of break down like this. And this is, like I said, this isn't set in stone. This is kind of what I have planned. We're going to have okay. This is where I'm still fumbling. We're going to have, I know this. We're going to have an $85 reward, $80 to $85 reward. That's going to be the color book, full color, the black and white book, and the PDF. Boom. There's going to be probably a $30 reward, which will be the black and white book and the PDF. Okay. And the next one, this is where the problem becomes. I would like to do a $10 PDF for this book. Now, in my head, this is going to probably get a lot of people going to sign up for it because, wow, it's really cool, and it's really something that, we're going to get the numbers. I'm not worried about that. That's not the issue. This is, the $10 PDF. I think most people will fall. Well, not fall. That's great. People will fall for it. I said it out loud. People will fall for it. I'm going to use that marketing. Jesus. People will fall for it. Let's be honest. $10, you're gonna freaking give me your money. That's the way it's gonna be. But at the same time, $10 is too cheap. $10 is too cheap. It is too cheap. But I know at $10 you'll fall for it. I mean, it is a horrible way to say it like that, but it's true. This is the part of marketing that I'm gonna tell you. This is the part of marketing that it comes off sleazy, but at the same time, you got to be sincere. So, okay. If we do this for $10, we know what we're looking to get donor-wise. We know we can reach that number. It's not an unrealistic number. Doing it at $10 as a PDF also saves us in one huge way, and I'm not going to even lie about this. This saves our printing costs, because as any publisher will tell you, if you can sell a PDF of a product for $10, you're going to make great margins on that. I mean, yeah, you pay for all that. But the second you add printing into your publishing stuff, it's like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? That's a lot of money, And God forbid if you're not going to do print on demand. I'm a print on demand guy, so I'm not worried about that part. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people do printing before, and they put that money up front, and they hope the book will sell. I am 110% fundamentally, more than just fundamentally, I am absolutely against that method. I think it's a horrible idea for me to have to give up money up front on a product that we don't even know how many it's going to really sell. And I am against that, because this is what happens to people. And this will be a quick story. There was a publisher when 3.5 came out, 3.0 came out for D&D. This one publisher said, hey, I got this book and it's going to be hardcover and da-da-da-da. And so the people asked, well, how many copies you're going to make? He's like, I'm going to make 10,000 copies. And everybody said the same thing. Like, dude, that's a horrible amount of books you're going to make. He's like, yeah, but they're going to be $4 a piece. So it's going to be so cheap. I only have to sell, like 4,000 to break even. And everybody's like, I don't know if that's a good idea. He's like, don't worry, this is going to be great. Well, let me tell you what happened. He sold 1,500 copies, didn't break even, and then went out of business in massive flames. Now, I don't want to go out of business in massive flames. I've been doing this a long time. I'm pretty well skilled, so that's why I take the cautious route. As some people say, I leave money on the table. You know what I say about leaving money on the table? Sometimes it's good to leave money on the table. Sometimes it's good to leave a little money on the table. Not going to hurt you. It's okay. You still do okay, and you'll walk away, and you can extend your life a little bit longer. But sometimes you decide to get all the money on the table, you freaking wind up getting stabbed in the hand by somebody. So, Think about that next time. Sometimes leave some of the money. It's not a bad thing. So back to the $10 reward. The $10 reward that I'd like to do is really, really cool. The problem is, we need a lot of people. The only person that ever saw a $10 reward that was fantastic was that damn Fred Hicks. Damn you, Fred Hicks. Damn you, Fred Hicks. That's right, Fred Hicks and his fate. He gave away $110 worth of stuff for $10. How could you not say no to that? And that's kind of where I am with this. It's like, dude, how could people not say no to it? It's going to be $10. It's going to be, this thing might wind up being, and I'm hoping it isn't. This is kind of one of those things. This isn't could be about 400 pages in length. It easily could be. I mean, weirder things have happened, so it's very possible that could happen. I would prefer kind of sort of wouldn't. It's none of that, it's that yes-no kind of scenario. I wouldn't mind if it happened, but at the same time, I'd be like, wow, that's a lot of pages. That's a big book. And a colored book that's 400 pages, yowza, that's a big book. Hence the $85 color book price. And that's why if we do become this big book, I think the possibility for this to become a big book is very, very huge. I think because so many people I've asked to be involved with this will look at this and go, wow, this is going to be a huge book. So I think it's very possible. I think it's scarily possible how possible this is. And the $10 point of it it will make it difficult, but at the same time, there's no printing. The only time we're going to be paying for is to do layout. And let me tell you, my layout artist, it's me. I don't pay that guy crap. I pay that guy like peanuts, literally. I slap him around, hang him out back, give him some sucker punches, and I tell him, look, you're going to do this, or I'm going to put my foot in your butt. So you pick which one you want. You want the carrot or the stick? Or in my case, you want the stick or the bigger stick. So there you go. So, but I can't sell it for $10. It's too cheap. That's just too cheap. So I'm like, well, what can I do? What can I do to get people on board with it being so inexpensive? And I said, well, maybe make it $20. $20 is realistic. This will be a huge PDF. Huge. This PDF can be 400 pages. A 400 page PDF for $10 is amazingly good. I mean, geez, there are guys selling $10 PDFs for 150 pages for a campaign sitting, like Neo Exodus. Ouch, was that me? Did I just put that up there? Okay, whatever. Oh, I gotta shut the thing off. It's been 17 minutes. But whatever. So, the plan is that stupid damn door, old car, that I'm going to put this thing on for a reasonable amount. Whatever that reasonable amount is, I don't know. I don't know. How much? I got a little time left in this thing. I'll keep talking. I don't care. You can't stop me. My podcast. Or video cast, whatever. So, my lunch up here. Ooh, big lunch. So, realistically, there might be a $10 setup. Oh, one of my coworkers here, fresh and early. Let's see who this is. Oh, one of my coworkers. So, I don't know. I'm going to find a way to do this relatively inexpensive, relatively not so bad. But if it doesn't work out that way, it doesn't work out that way. So, we'll just see. All right. I'm going because I'm at work. I'll talk to you all later.